What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sunny B. You feel me? No, I'm just playing. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe, like, and comment. Hit that post notification bell so that you'll be verified every time I post a new video. So guys, today I'm going to be telling the story time about my first fight. But before we do that, we're going to go in with our jumbo bucks and see if we won anything. But I had $1 in my purse as I was shopping in Walmart, because today's video is brought to you by Walmart. Can y'all see that? Neighborhood Walmart, you guys. I'm going to be eating on camera again today. So yeah, but let's scratch this off and see if we won anything. Like I said, I had $1 and I was like, hey, why not just take this $1 and see if I can win me something. So let's go ahead and scratch this sucker off. I haven't played a scratch off in so long, guys, because I never win anything, and now I'm at the point where I'm just like, I never expect anything. So the winning number is 8, and I have not gotten anything. Yep, I'm a loser. Didn't get anything. Whatever. Okay, guys, so we're gonna go ahead and start this video off. Let me go ahead and sanitize my hands. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing okay, because I'm doing amazing, but I'm starting to get a hunger headache because I have not ate all day. Today I'm going to be eating boneless barbecue wings, and today, guys, I decided to put on a little makeup because my last video I looked a hot mess. You know, people probably was probably saying like, why did she post that video? But honestly, I want people to see the good, the bad, and the ugly of me. I don't want to always be glammed up, you know, and people think like, oh, she's just so freaking gorgeous, and then like I take off my makeup and then people are like, oh, she's ugly without makeup, you know. So like, I want to show y'all, you know, the raw and the real me. But okay, so today I'm going to be having barbecue boneless wings and my good old fantastic ranch wings. Y'all, I've been eating ranch wings for so long now. Walmart has the best ranch wings. I don't know if I've ever tasted any other ranch wings like this, but they look like this. They're just like, my mouth is salivating. Oh, I'm so hungry. But they're just crispy, crunchy wings with like a nice ranch seasoning. Let's take our first bite. I'm trying to heat off because it's hot. Y'all, so good. And we also have our Purity fruit punch. Can't go wrong with that. So good. Oh yeah, you guys, also shop Beauty by Sunny.xo for these really nice bracelets. This is one of the holographic bracelets that tighten in the back like this. And today I have a blue, see if I can focus. Today I have a blue swan. These are $10, only $10. Comes with the charm, and the charms by themselves, if you want to buy like an extra charm, it's like $5. I have a whole bunch of them, a whole bunch of charms, like a whole bunch of sports team charms and stuff like that. So yeah, go support me, please go support me. So this story, it's so funny because if you know me, you know that I'm not a violent person at all. Like, I'm all about peace, love, and happiness, okay? I've never been the one that's like, I'm gonna beat you up, like we finna fight, da da da. I'm not that type of person at all, because I just don't like drama. And it's not that it's not that I'm not gonna fight or that I'm like scared of fighting or anything. It's just like, what's the point? Like, I feel like if you finna fight somebody, it has to be over a really good reason. Like, you hit my mama or something, you know? And in this case, you disrespected the fuck out of me. I'll admit, I was probably a little bitter, but who wouldn't be in this situation? So this story starts out, I think I'm gonna do the backstory first. So in high school, there was this guy. We were friends. He came to school. He was a new guy. We became friends because we had a class together. We're going to name him, which is my ex, we're going to name him Vinny. So me and Vinny, we were really good friends in high school. I always joke around. I even sometimes would even go to his house and chill with him. Not on that. It was just, you know, some friendly shit. So, you know, we became good friends. He ended up moving away, like, in the middle of the year. This is, like, my senior year. He ends up moving to Nashville. Because I lived in, like, a small town outside of Nashville. He ends up moving to Nashville. And I don't hear from him for a while. So, like, one day I don't know if it was me or him, but I know we randomly hit each other up, like, on Facebook or something. And, you know, we could just be asking each other, like, oh, how you been? You know, just catching back up. So, fast forward, we ended up actually talking. Like, we ended up actually liking each other and noticing that we had more in common. So, we ended up dating, and we were dating for, like, a good year. And then he had to move back to where he was from with his mom. So, yeah, so he had to end up moving back with his mom to, you know, where he lived, which was, like, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it, California. He had to move back to California with his mom. So, you know, California is far from Nashville. So, we were still talking long distance. For 7 months, he was gone. I stayed faithful, you know, I stayed true. And hopefully he did, I don't know. After 7 months of him being gone, he decided that he wanted to move back and be with me. You know, like, if you feel like you love someone, you want to be with them, you know, you're going to do anything, any and everything you can. So, he ended up moving back, but he didn't really have, like, a place to stay as far as, like, I guess a stable place. He ended up moving in with his brother and his brother's girlfriend. So, of course, he came back, and, you know, we were together and stuff like that. And something happened to where he basically didn't live with his brother no more, because I think the brother and the girlfriend broke up. So he ended up moving, like, from place to place. Like, he was basically kind of homeless, you know. And so, like, I would always take my car and go pick him up, and we would hang out all the time. And there was even times where we fell asleep in the car in my driveway. Like, I remember one time we got in trouble because he had fell asleep in my car, and we were in my driveway, and, like, I got in trouble for it because I guess they thought we were doing stuff, which we wasn't. And at this time, I was probably like 19, almost 20. Yeah. By the way, we were together for 3 years, just so you know. I was moving place to place. He finally found him a job at this factory or this warehouse or whatever in you know, my hometown. So he started working there, and he started working towards getting him a car. So he ended up getting him a car, and the car was just really like a piece of crap. Like, it would always break down. I would always have to go get him and take him to work and stuff like that. And I'm not bashing him. I'm just telling y'all this for a reason, because I don't want to just tell y'all why I fought this girl and not give y'all a backstory as to why I feel like I need to put hands on her. At this time, like, I'm thinking, like, oh, wow, like, you know, we're going through a lot as a couple. Like, he moved away for 7 months. I wasn't with him for 7 months. He came back. You know, he was kind of homeless, basically. I was helping him out with money and, you know, just different stuff that I was doing for him that I didn't have to do. So one day I decided, I'm like, well, maybe I can get an apartment in my name and you can just move in. And, you know, you can get back on your feet and stuff. So he was like, yeah, like, that's a good idea. So I ended up applying to this apartment that was income-based. So it was, like, pretty cheap for both of us to split, because he had a job, so he could afford to help, you know, with bills and stuff. So we moved in together. Everything was fine. You know, we was in love. You know, when you're young, you think you're in love, but so he moved in with me, or we moved in together, and where's my trees? So we moved in together, and everything was fine. You know, everything was fine. We were happy. We got along, paid the bills. So after a year of being there, we decided to re-sign our lease. So we re-signed our lease. I think it was like at the end of like December or something. We re-signed our lease, and by the time February rolled around, he proposed to me. Okay, so at this point, he's my fiance. You know, he got me a ring. He told me he wants to spend the rest of his life with me, like he loved me. You know, so I'm thinking like, okay, well, this man really freaking loves me. He proposed to me. You know, if you give a girl a ring and you let her know you want to be with her forever, that's a huge, huge thing. And you're supposed to commit to that, right? So 6 months down the line, he starts acting funny. He starts changing up. He starts taking his phone in the bathroom with him. He starts, like, if we're in the room and he's playing the game, his phone is face down. Like, he was just distant, you know? And you know, you can tell the changes in people. I knew something was up. Like, I knew it because he never did stuff like that. He would openly have his phone out. He wouldn't try to grab it when he went to the bathroom, you know, stuff like that. So one day we went grocery shopping. Of course, this is like my first real heartbreak. We went grocery shopping, and we were like getting all the groceries in the house, and he had put his phone down. We were bringing the groceries in, and he had put his phone down. So when he put his phone down, you know, I just didn't think none of it. I was like, hey, can you go grab the rest of the groceries? I think it's like 3 or 4 bags left. So he went and grabbed the rest of the groceries, and lo and behold, his phone is there. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm about to go through his phone because he's hiding something. So I go through his phone. I see this number that keeps coming up in his call log, and it's like one day he talked for 30 minutes, another day he talked for 15 minutes. One day they even talked for like 2 or 3 hours, and I'm like, okay, who is this person? So I call it. I call it, you know, the number from his phone, and I'm like, hello? No, I didn't even say hello. I just called it, and I just put the phone on mute. And a girl answered, and she's like, hello? And like, I immediately knew who it was. Now, let's go back to when he proposed to me. When he proposed to me, this girl, which was like basically like his, I'm gonna just go say his ex. Like, it was a girl he used to talk to before he talked to me. She actually had commented on the post when I had posted like, oh, I'm engaged. She was like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you guys, congratulations. I don't even know this girl. Like, I asked him, like, who is this girl? He's like, oh, it's a girl that, because you know, I tagged his name in it. So when you tag someone's name on Facebook, it's like on their page, right? So she commented on it and was like, oh my God, congratulations and stuff like that. Girl, you was not happy for us, and you know this, and I'm gonna get to, you know. She commented on it, and I'm just like, that's freaking weird. That should have been the first red flag. You know, she answered the phone, and she's like, hello, and I didn't say nothing. I hung up. So he came through the door, and I'm like, okay, and I had his phone, and I showed him, like, whose number is this? And he, like, kind of just looked at me, and I'm like, whose number is this? I'm like, tell me, be truthful, because you've been being distant, you've been hiding your phone, go ahead and tell me, who is it? And I'm gonna just name this girl. We're gonna name her, dang, what am I gonna name her? Okay, so we're gonna name this girl Kyla. So he was like, that's Kyla. And when he said the name, I'm like, okay, like, I know exactly who this is. Like, this is that, you know? I, of course, like, just start bawling, crying. He actually starts crying with me. He was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, forgive me. And I'm just like, well, how did this even happen? So basically one night when he went to like a party, she was there at the party, and I guess like their sparks flew, like they reconnected and stuff. So he'd been talking to her and stuff. And you know, it just hurt because like it, you know, like you're with someone, you've done all this for them, you feel like y'all been through a lot, and they do this to you. Like, they just like basically fuck you over, and it's like, what the fuck? Like, fast forward, basically I ended up leaving him. Yes, I left him because, I mean, I'm pretty sure he wanted to leave, but he never said like, I want to leave you. Like, I'm the type of person, the deal breaker for me is cheating, and I don't care if he had sex with her or not. Like, you stepped out on our relationship, you know? So like I said, my deal breaker is cheating. Everybody who knows me knows that my deal breaker is cheating. I don't care how long I've been with you. If you cheat on me, we're done. So like I said, I ended up leaving him. And I moved back in with my parents because I didn't want to stay. I didn't want to stay in an apartment where, you know, me and him had created all these memories and stuff. So he actually ended up moving in with the girl that he cheated on me with. He actually ended up moving in with her cousin because he didn't really have, you know, nowhere to go or whatever. And we were actually still talking. Like, after we had broke up, we were still kind of talking and in touch because, you know, it's just hard to let somebody go cold turkey. Anybody knows that, you know. We were still talking. We were still fucking around with each other and stuff like that. And, you know, I eventually didn't want to be, you know, choice number 2. Like, I'm never gonna be choice number 2. So I guess he ended up, you know, going with her. And this is where it started to get real. This is where, like, the beef started, or whatever you want to call it. So I guess they ended up maybe moving in together, and he was texting me one day. He's just like saying, you know, basically like he wants to try again, he wants me back and stuff like that, and that he's sorry how he did me and stuff like that. And I'm just like, you know, whatever, it's cool, we can still be friends or whatever. So this girl texts me from his phone. I need to remind you, she had called me when all this was happening, as far as me and him, when we were going through what we were going through because of her. She had called me and she had apologized for what had happened, because she basically, like, you know, came, I mean, of course it was his fault mostly, but it was her fault too, because she knew that he had a freaking fiance and she continued to talk to him. So she had called me and apologized, and she was like acting like she was just like this Christian girl, and she would never do anything like that. She would never try to intentionally take someone's man for them and all this stuff, and how she was did wrong by this guy and all this, you know, just a little sob story. So I'm thinking like, oh, well, this girl, you know, she might really mean what she's saying, but no, bitch, you just wanted my nigga. Okay, sorry guys, I forgot where I left off. So she texted me back from his phone and was like, why you texting my man? Like, quit texting my man. Y'all are done. Y'all are through. Da 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 da. So she just called me all kind of hoes and just disrespecting the crap out of me. And I'm just like, girl, like, you need to check your man, because when everything went down with me and him, I checked him first. I didn't even check you, because I checked you after the fact, like after everything was said and done with. So I'm just like, you need to check him before you come to me. So then she like ended up blocking me from his phone. So I messaged her on Facebook Messenger, and I still have the receipts. And the reason why I still have these receipts is just because, like, I remember her name, and I just remember, like, I was just like thinking, like, I want to tell the story of when I got in my first fight. So I just remember typing her name in the messenger, because, you know, you can look at people's messages if you, like, from way back. If you type in someone's name in Messenger, you can find your old messages. So I'm gonna put the messages on the screen, or I'm gonna put the messages in here. I'm gonna read them for y'all. So after all of that, like, basically I just told her, you know, basically it's up there when I see you, like, you disrespected me. And like I said, at the time I was young, and I felt like she took something away from me that was very important to me, you know, because I really, you know, basically loved this guy. Like, I did so much for him, and I wanted to be with him. Like, he proposed to me, you know, just all this different stuff. So one day I was in the mall with one of my friends, and of course I'm gonna say her name. I was in the mall with one of my friends, and we were sitting down, like, in the cafe area. So I see Vinny, and what did I name this girl? Whatever I named the girl, Vinny and his girlfriend. I seen them walk by, and I'm just like, girl, I'm like, that is my ex, and that's the girl that, you know, basically he cheated on me for. And she's like, oh my god. She's like, oh my god, Sonny, what are you gonna do? And I'm like, I told her I was gonna ass on sight, but, you know, I'm just like, I'm not the type of person that I'm really not a violent person, y'all. But like I said, at this time I was ready. I was like, whatever. I was like, when I see this girl, I'm just lay hands on her. We see them walk by, and the first person I think I called was my cousin, and I was telling her like, girl, guess what, girl? Guess who I see in the mall, girl? And she was like, oh my gosh, what are you gonna do? I'm like, I don't know, but I'm gonna call you back. I'm gonna tell you what happened. So then I got on the phone with my friend at the time. She was like my best friend at the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, guess who I see at the mall? Da, da, da. And she's like, oh, and I tell her, and she's like, oh my god. She's like, girl, you better beat that ass, like, da da da. And I'm just like, okay, like, so I'm like, if my friend telling me to do it, you know, I'm gonna do it, you know, because I ain't no butt, you know, I ain't no butt. So I follow, like, me and my friend, we follow them all the way down to this arcade place called Dave & Buster's. So the first thing I do, she see me walking towards her, and my ex does too. I walk up on her, I literally put my hands like this, and I said, do you want to fight here, or do you want to go to the parking lot? And she literally was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm not about to fight you. That's how she talks. So she's like, I'm not about to fight you. And I'm like, again, do you want to fight here, or do you want to go to the parking lot? And she was just like, whatever, da da da. And my ex is right there, and I could tell he was ready for whatever, like ready to jump in and help her. So I literally blacked out because I was getting so mad because this girl had talked all this stuff and talking about she would never see me and I would never fight her and da da da. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna show you something then. I'm gonna show you something. Yeah, show you. All of a sudden I just blacked out. Like I was just getting more angry. So I literally grabbed her by her hair and I just started boom, boom, just start uppercutting her. And like as I'm hitting her, this girl is not hitting me back, y'all. And I'm just like, oh my god, like hit me back. Like literally the whole time I'm hitting her, I'm like, are you gonna hit me? Are you gonna hit me? Are you gonna hit me? And my ex is like grabbing me and throwing me on the floor. Well, not really throwing me, but he was like tackling me like to get off her. So I kept falling on the floor, getting up, fighting her, hitting her. Boom, 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 hitting her, grabbing her hair, hitting her, boom. She was not hitting me back, kept falling on the floor. And then like I think there was even people there with, like I think her cousin or sister, somebody was there with her, like, girl, why ain't you jumping in and helping your friend? And then my other friend over here, I think when I started fighting, she had a drink in her hand. I was flailing everywhere. I done hit the drink and then I got all over her. I was just like, Lord. And I was just pissed off, y'all. Like, I was just fighting so wild. Like, I just wanted to get to her. And I feel like I can't get to her the way I wanted to because my ex kept grabbing me and then she wouldn't fight me back. And it was just like stupid. Like, I was just like, I really just fought this girl. And it just looked like I just basically kind of like beat her up because she wasn't even fighting back, you know? So, you know, we ended up leaving right after, because like I heard people saying like security's coming, like y'all need to go. So like me and my friend like ran out, and then after that it was history. Like I haven't seen her, she hasn't seen me to this day. Like this has been so long ago. And of course the lesson behind all of this is never fight over it, you know. But like I said, I was young. You shouldn't fight over somebody who's not worth fighting for. If they're not gonna fight for you, don't fight for them. But yeah, guys, that's my story time. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment, hit that notification bell so that you won't miss the next time that I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was entertaining for you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, stay true, stay you, and stay human. Peace.